Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, maybe I'd give you my world. How can I, when you won't take it from me? You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. Go your own way. Hey everyone, welcome to MT Guitar. Today we're looking at Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac, a huge hit from their 1976 album Rumors, and their first top 10 hit in the US. This was written by Lindsey Buckingham, as well as sung and played by him. Some really cool guitar parts in this song. We're going to be sort of uncovering them here. There's the acoustic and the electric, very different parts, right? So let's talk about that, because there was even some funny controversy for one of the DJs in LA who wouldn't play the song. He said, not feeling this one, and Lindsey Buckingham knew the guy, I guess, and asked him why not. And the DJ said, well, I don't know where the one is. So that has to do with the incredibly syncopated guitar part. Buckingham actually, said, oh yeah, well that was kind of by design. And that's one of the things that I think propels the song, is this nice syncopated part here. So right, very upbeat, syncopated. Okay, so until the chorus, we don't really feel the strong one, and the electric part isn't helping that much as well, because Lindsey Buckingham is doing this almost like claw hammer thing with his hand, as you could probably see from my cover, which is like, we don't really know which one of those is the one. So very fascinating. Rick Beato had a great video about this song many years ago, or not many, but a handful of years ago, I guess, where he talks about the tension and release of the chord progression, the sus chords, and specifically I think he's talking about a sus4 on the melody and a sus2 on the guitar part. So that's a great point. And so another point to make here is that the rhythm is syncopated, and so that is a tension as well. So a lot of times a great song will have things that are a bit out of the ordinary to push it along, give it some movement and momentum. And the syncopation is really cool. Very fun to strum this, and not the easiest thing in the world either, so a good challenge. Now a quick note on the capo. I'm hearing this D string going on this really nice melody. But many, including Rick Beato and even Tim Pierce and others, so I respect their ear, so it also sounds great, have the capo on the 3rd fret. You can play the song like this. With a G sus here. Okay. The issue I have with that is that this doesn't have the low octave that I'm hearing in the recording. It's very clear in the recording, so I'm not sure if there was just another overdub of a different guitar, but to get that both octaves going on that beautiful guitar melody, you know, the 5th fret capo key of C for concert F made sense to me. Okay. Now, as far as the guitar part, we're going to cover the solo in a later lesson, but it's a beautiful solo. This was recorded over the course of 4 months in 3 different studios, one in Sausalito in Northern California, near where I'm living, and one in Hollywood, and then one in Florida. And so it's very layered. It's very, you know, amazing production going on, and the instruments are sort of recorded one at a time, which is typical of a lot of you know, 70s Fleetwood Mac. And so we're going to cover that solo later, but for the electric part, I'll teach you that today, where Buckingham, not with a capo and not with a 12-string, is doing this almost, like I said, like claw hammer thing. Really cool. It's a good technique to be able to do, and those 2 parts together work really nice. So if you want to jam this with a friend, or record one part and play the other, etc., it's a good thing to do. Speaking of learning this song, we'll be zooming in now, but go ahead and check out the Patreon, where there's a ton of tabs and resources available, study guides, group lessons, and I'll get this lesson thrown up there soon as well. Thanks to all the patrons there, really appreciate it. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, trying to grow the channel, and check out some other videos. And I hope you're doing well out there. Let's go ahead and zoom in and learn this. All right, so just to be clear right away, you do not need a 12-string to play this song. You can just play it on your regular 6-string acoustic. I did it quite a bit warming up for the lesson, and it sounded fantastic. You're just missing some of the, obviously, the octaves on those 4 bass strings of a 12-string. So that's totally fine. All right, so we're going to throw capo 5th fret. It is concert key of F, which is important to know when we switch to electric without a capo, right? All right, and you're going to be getting your C ready. Let's start with just the essential strumming pattern, because we can fill in strums later to get more activity, more energy. But for now, we're just going to want to go 3, 4. Okay, now look, I'm doing 2 ups in a row, which I was talking about earlier, threw off the idea of a downbeat. So we're going to count to 4, and on the and of 4, up, and then up again on the and of 1. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then it's down, up after, so it'll be 3 and 4. Up, up, sorry. Up, up, down, up. Now I'm lifting my middle finger for a C sus2, and then putting it down for the second up strum. So it's up, C sus2, up on a C, then down, up, and the same thing. Lift, and then back. So we're getting C sus2 to C. 3, 4. Okay, a little quicker. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so that we do that twice. Then there's like this sort of energy. It's so great. It's like a little momentum build to the G chord. So we're gonna go after loving you isn't the. We're going to go C sus2, and we're just going to go down, up, with whatever variation you want. But for now, just keep it nice and predictable. Here we're going to go thing to do into the F. So that's a little tricky because we have to wait till that G. So we're going to go loving you isn't the right. Down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. Okay. So, just play along with me a few times and get that down, because it's almost easier just to play it by ear instead of counting it all out. But I'll count it if it helps. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now you notice I'm going down on an upbeat. So again, instead of getting into the minutia, just if you want to keep it simple, you could go down, down, up, down, up. And I'm going to get this G here with a sus on the second string, first fret. On the recording, they're kind of keeping it there the whole time, but in my arrangement, I'm going to provide a little movement so that we resolve from that into the F. So it's like this. At the last second, lift that first fret, if you'd like to follow my arrangement of that, just to give it a little bit more movement. Sometimes these studio parts can be a little sterile on purpose because they're meant to be one part of a bigger whole. We're kind of playing this on one guitar, so we all want to kind of simulate the other parts as well. So let's do everything. This is a big part of the song right here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Loving you isn't the right thing to do. Okay, good. Now we get to our F. Now, you really need to do the thumb over if you want to get the full sound. But if that's uncomfortable for you, just do no bass. Or you can't really do it. You could do it like this. Not like that. But as you can see, it's rather uncomfortable. So thumb over is what I recommend. Skip the 5th string, or barely play it, I guess. And then I'm just kind of barely touching it with this finger. But now, 3rd fret, 4th string, open 3rd string, 1st fret, 2nd string, open 1st string, or 3rd fret, pinky is fine, either one. But we're going to start with it open, and we're going to go same thing, sus2 to regular F. Same strumming pattern. Sus, and then on the C, we kind of straighten out the beat and we go up, up, down, down, up, down, down, with the same sus to regular pattern. So that's a lot of talking. I just want to play this so you can hear it. I'm going to play the whole thing slow, and you know, then you can kind of start to strum a little bit more actively in between all these beats. But we're going to start with just the essentials. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Loving you isn't the right thing to do. Here. How can I ever change things that I feel? Now you notice I have my pinky on, so I'm sometimes I do that where I keep it on the F and the C. It's optional, okay? Now I'm going to play it one more time. We're spending a lot of time here because this is really going to set the stage for the whole song. Now I'm going to play a little bit more actively. I've got the essential strummings down, but I want to add a little bit more of an oomph because the drums from Fleetwood is going nuts and everything is really cool in this song, so we don't want to just only do that necessarily. Maybe to start the song is good, minimal, but then strum more actively, right? So I'm going to start strumming a little bit more. Don't let it throw you off. Just work on the basics if you want for a while, and then start to throw these in, all right? 1 and 2 and 3. Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? Baby, I give you my word. Sorry. Thinking about what I was going to say. Into the chorus. All right, so I had that catastrophe there where I hit the F set of a G. But you get the idea. I was strumming more actively, and things were going nicely in that direction in terms of just adding a little more oomph, but still hitting the important strumming patterns with an accent, meaning a little bit more volume. Now the chorus is quite easy, honestly, because it's just a train beat, just really steady, nothing too crazy. I'm going to just go kind of down, up the whole time with as many down emphases as I want. All right, so 1, 2, A minor, F, that sort of F sus2 sound I recommend. You can do the entire F with the middle finger down if you want. Either way. You can go your own way, G sus to G. Go your own way, those 3 chords, A minor. You can call it a G sus, the lonely day, G da 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 da. Maybe a little bit of 1 2-0 if you want to add a little fill at the end there with the chord. Again, third time. Back into the second verse. So fun to make melodies out of this. Here we go. Notice that dynamic. Strumming loud on that fill, just like the recording. Chorus. To F, G sus, riff, A minor, F, G sus. See that? After the vocal phrase is done, you can throw in those little parts. Go your own way. Now it's the riff. All right, so let's switch to the electric, and I'll show you the claw hammer part. And also the, I wouldn't call it a solo yet, but just the interlude guitar hook, right? When it goes, right? Really cool part. So, see you there. All right, so key of F now, because no capo, right? I've got my fuzz pedal on. It's quite fuzzy on the recording. You're welcome to just do it more clean or just with some distortion. It's kind of fun to do this though, because with fuzz, it really just squashes the volume, so that no matter what you do, it's going to be pretty much the same volume, which is an interesting thing. For the solo, not the solo, but for the interlude hook, you're going to want to go to bridge pickup. But for this, I would say either middle or neck for the rhythm. All right, now you're welcome to use a pick, but I'm just going to kind of get my hand into a little bit of a claw shape. And just go down with the index, not the index, sorry, all the fingers, like this. And I'm just gonna do eighth note down, 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 down. So no up really. So I'm gonna get an F bar chord, not even a bar chord, excuse me, a power chord. Can't talk today, I guess. And it's a power chord here, F5, so 8, 10, 10. And I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 2, and every once in a while, give it a little bit of a kick. You isn't the right. Here's the C. So C, 8, 10, 10 on the 6th, 5th, 4th strings. And then anticipate a B flat 5. So that's 6, 8, 8. But you're going to go there on the end of 4. So loving you isn't the right. Here's a C. There for a while. Da, 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 da. Anticipate the F. Back home. So again, very tricky. Da, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. See? Very tricky because the C was late and the B flat. Now the F was anticipated along with the B flat. All right. It's happening so quickly I can barely spit it out. All right. So that's the verse. Just practice along with me there and get that down, and you'll have this cool electric part. All right, for the chorus, everything straightens out, as I've mentioned, right? So we're gonna go. You can actually get the whole chord if you want, but I still recommend mostly power chords with a fuzz type part, because the more notes you add, the fuzz starts to wrestle with the overtones. So generally, power chords are best for fuzz. So we're gonna go. You can go your own. So that's D5, B flat 5 to C. That's it. Go your own way. You can call it unknown. Really beat that guitar. You can go your own way. You can notice I'm using my thumb a little bit too. And then back to the verse. Okay? So the only thing left to cover would be the... Let's do that. All right, so after the second verse and chorus, there's this really cool, like, spacey, no rush kind of verse where the guitar just takes a hook part, but it's very relaxed and casual. There's no rush there. So it doesn't even come in until, you know, halfway through the first phrase. So go your own way. The rhythm's doing this. And then here. Okay? Classic major pentatonic there for F. 8-10, hammer on, 6th string, 8 5th string, 10 to 12 slide, slide back to 10, pull off to 8, then go to an a 6th fret 6th string for a B flat chord. So it's hold it, then you're just gonna go 5th string only, 8, 10, 12 slide, slide back to 10, pull off to 8, 10 to 12 slide. Repeat that earlier phrase. And then finally into the chorus. Alright? 10 to 12, back to 10, 8, pull off, 10, which lands on the D minor. And that's it. You can go your own way. Go your own way. I think my fuzz pedal probably is a little too high. I think the knobs got bumped because I just turned it on this morning. But anyway, so you know, you can mess around with the tone on that. It's kind of fun to throw a bunch of fuzz on for a part like this because the acoustic is such a contrast. So you just have a shimmering bright acoustic clean, and then a really distorted, fuzzed out electric. We'll cover the solo in another video. Very, very cool part. Right, a lot of this D minor pentatonic. And again, very, very fuzzed out. So that's it. Enjoy, play the heck out of this song, syncopate those strum patterns, and I think you'll have some fun times like I have had on this song. All right. We'll see you later, everybody. Thanks. Bye.